Hi guys.
Hello.
Hey.
Welcome to the PLT podcast.
Thank you.
Woo.
It's so exciting to have you two here.
We're so excited to be here.
Literally so excited. I've been talking about it for so long.
Have
I
you?
know, yes.
Oh my god, have you told anyone you're doing
Yeah.
it? I mean, you can say yes, don't worry. I know we've told you to keep it quiet,
we
but
haven't told that many people. I think we want it to be a bit of a
surprise.
well, yeah, it's going to be a good surprise. I want to say a lot of your followers have messaged asking for you two to be on the show.
That is mad.
So we had to get
us.
it, we had to get you
Yeah.
guys on here. So I'm very happy to have you here.
Yay.
Let's start by talking with a little bit about you two. How long have you two been best friends? How long have you known each other? Take me back to the beginning. I want to know everything.
It's actually 17 years, which is our lucky number.
So we're 22 this year, and I think it's since we're about 4.
Yeah, so we joined nursery together, and then we've been together primary school, secondary school. We
That.
split up for college, and she stayed at sixth form. I went to college.
Yeah.
And
Then we reunited.
Yeah,
But we were always like, we never didn't speak. We
literally
weren't as
live
close.
3-minute drive from each other. So
Yeah.
Do you know what? Just before you came here, I actually questioned. I was like, "Are they sisters?" Because I know people
get
say
that
that
asked all the
anyway. But I was
time,
like,
yeah.
"Wait, have I got this wrong? Are they sisters?"
No.
Because you both look so similar. You look like
and I was
twins.
blonde
You could
last
be
year,
twins.
so
Yeah.
people used to think it even more. But
I think as we've got older, we've probably looked a bit more similar. We never used to.
Did you not?
I don't think we look. We're just our personalities are bang on exactly the
Yeah,
same.
yeah.
The way we talk. If we answer the phone, it's someone we know. They're
Yeah.
like, "Is that Syd or Ell?"
No.
It's like, what? You don't even know who it is.
Oh
Yeah.
my
So, yeah.
god! I can't believe you've actually known each other that long. That's a
Yeah,
long time, like
it's
nursery
almost
together. Do you
a
feel like
weird
family?
closeness. Yeah, I don't even think we're friends anymore. We're more like sisters.
No, yeah. There's some stuff we go to tell each other, and I'm just like, do I want to hear that? Like, it's more like
Yeah.
we're too close. If
Yeah.
that
Oh
makes
my
sense.
God.
And
Yeah.
like, you'll probably ask us, but when we bicker, it's like sisters.
Oh yeah,
So,
It's
I
more
can
like,
imagine.
can you give me a sec? Just get out of the room.
yeah. Because we're
Yeah.
together so often.
So how long have you actually worked together for? So you've started this YouTube channel. Tell me about how that all came about. Like, what made you decide we're going to make a YouTube channel?
I was going to say, well, we've worked together since we was 13. We did a paper round together.
We've always had the same
We've
job.
always had the same job.
Hold on, right? Let's guys, listen at home. We're going to go to the beginning. Let's take us through every
Was
job
we 13?
together.
Yeah, so
This is
13,
mad.
about year 8 at school, we had a paper round together.
We were so embarrassed.
You two doing a paper round.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
I
started
just
work
can't
young.
imagine it.
People
I
would
love
come
it.
round our house. I remember
We'd be
so
so
clearly.
embarrassed.
Some boys would come round and your mum was literally like, "Girls, you need to put the leaflets in the papers."
Yeah.
And then
I
we
was
were
like,
like,
"Mum,
"No, we
not
don't.
now."
No, we
Don't
don't.
tell
We don't do that."
anyone.
It was so funny. And then we
And
got a
then-
lifeguard job together.
Yes, we went for the job interview in the
Oh
same
my
day.
god, gorge.
They said they don't hire friends. We both got the phone call within the same 5 minutes. Saying we got the job, and we were like, "Yes, we
Yeah.
changed the
I
rules."
know. Yes, we were lifeguards for like a couple of years, really. That's quite a cool job.
That is an amazing job. Like, that's a good one to have on the CV.
Yeah, you got a lot of first
We know how
aid,
to do
CPR.
Yeah.
Did you ever have any exciting like
We both did, didn't we?
moments?
We
in that?
both. Did you jump in the pool?
Yeah.
You jumped in the pool. What? To save someone's life?
With trainers on. You,
I
don't-
mean,
you,
it
you think
sounds
at the moment
a
you're
lot-
going to get time to take them off, put your swimming clothes on?
No, you don't. It
You
sounds a lot more
straight.
Wait,
dramatic
so you
than it
don't have a
is.
swimming? Like, I mean, that's probably just a really big
No.
misconception.
When
isn't
you
it? But-
first
Like
start,
trunks.
they say to you, like, you can leave one on, but we was there for 4 years, weren't we?
You can't
Every
have one
day
on
for 4 years
every-
wearing a... Well, it didn't work every
Not
day,
every day, but
but...
a couple of times a week.
Yeah.
But yeah.
okay.
Something you
This
might
is
not have
the-
known about us.
So you did a paper round. You did lifeguarding to what age? Did you
About
finish that?
18.
18. So
when we
when-
were like, at school, sixth form, she
Sixth
was
form.
at college.
So when did the YouTube channel start, and how did that all come about? What made you decide to
I
do
was
it?
at uni. You were...
I was working part-time because I always worked for myself. Well, apart from the lifeguarding, as a makeup artist.
Okay, I knew
So-
that. Yeah, tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I went sixth form and then I went on to study at like a private makeup school in London, Camden,
Amazing.
which is really fun. And that was for like film and TV. So I did a couple films.
Go on, tell them.
Come on.
Every time she
Spill the
starts...
tea. Let's get it
Every
out.
time she starts to tell
Literally,
someone...
she's always like, oh my God, tell them.
I'm literally a hype girl, but tell them, go on.
Yeah.
I love this.
So I worked on Wonder Woman
No way.
for not that long. And then last year I worked on Aladdin with Will Smith.
Which comes out next month,
Wait,
guys.
hold on. Hold on. Stop the pod. No, I'm not. I'm joking. Have you met Will Smith then?
Yes.
Oh my god! Like, I normally don't lose
I know,
my
I'm
cool
jealous.
over
I know,
things,
I
but
don't get
Will
starstruck,
Smith.
but
She's
I
so
was
chill though.
starstruck.
She'll literally text me like, "Oh, Will was like at
Yeah,
lunch
call
with
him
me
Will.
today." I'm like, Will as in Will
You're
down
on
the
first
road.
name
or-
basis, like with Will Smith.
It's so weird. Like in that environment, it's just so normal.
I'm
Like you
actually
can't be
shocked.
starstruck. So I was just sitting there like,
Should I sit there like, oh yeah.
You're right,
No,
Will?
You're right.
yeah.
Oh my,
Ian.
so when was that you did that?
So that was 2017. So we were doing YouTube, but not full time.
Okay.
So that kind of worked in my favour because I would work when
do
I
a bit of
could.
both,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then obviously she was at uni.
And you were at uni studying fashion, and you graduated this year, didn't you? Was it this year?
Well, I missed my graduation.
Well, I saw on your
We were in
Instagram
LA.
you had a gorgeous swimsuit graduation pic. So just take me through that. Take me through university.
Yeah, I finished uni last May, and we was actually signing with our manager Paul at the time. And I remember saying to him, I was like, I can't sign with you. I'm at uni, and he
Yeah.
was like, right. and he was like, you'll be fine. I was like, it's my final year. I've got to put all my effort into uni. I can't put YouTube first. He was like, you will be fine. Like, you can do both. I was like, I just don't think I can. He was like, right, let's trial it. Was like, you'll be fine. And then in that time, I think was like one of our biggest growth spurts on YouTube.
Yeah.
No way.
I was literally at uni all day, got home, filmed like all night. Some nights we were
busy.
filming until like midnight, getting it all turned over. And then she'd stay until 5 a.m. helping me with uni work because I was like, no, I can't fall behind.
I know.
And then at that time, we've always wanted to go LA. And we thought, let's wait till we're 21. So we booked to go in the September. My teachers told me that the graduation the year before was early September. So I was like, right, let's book to go like the 10th. It'll be fine.
This is our motto. It'll be
where this
fine.
is going.
My graduation was the day after we flew. So I said to my teachers, like, don't know what to do. Should I cancel? Should I reschedule? One of my teachers was like, right, I've had 3 graduations. I've missed all of them. Do not go. Like, it's boring.
It's not that worth it.
She went, order a cap and gown online and do your own graduation. So I literally ordered a cap and gown from Amazon.
We were on
cost
Santa
£30
Monica
and
Beach.
a cap and gown from my uni was £100 higher. So a little deal. And then we did a little graduation on the beach, and I was at the time I was like, should I put it on? Should I do it? And they were like, do it. Her and then a couple of my friends. I was like, everyone will look at me, and I realised
Way past
we're in
that point
LA. No one cared.
Anything
People were doing
goes.
acrobats on the beach.
Yeah,
I put it on.
yeah,
I was
it
like
doesn't
throwing this cap in the air.
Yeah.
Getting
my
pictures.
God.
But yeah, I got a first
I got a
class
picture in the
degree.
gown too.
I'm so glad you did. I'm not
Yeah,
going to
she
lie. I bet that was the best graduation pic of that year, if
Yeah.
not forever, because...
No, but then I got home and one of my teachers messaged me and said, could I come in and do a talk about like where we're at now?
Amazing.
And then they told me that they used my picture in the presentation for the first years.
Oh my God,
As,
that's
like,
so amazing.
Like where we're at now.
Yeah.
But I've not actually used my degree, so.
I mean, there's a lot of things you're using your degree for right now.
Yeah,
like,
of
look at
course.
you guys.
Exactly, yeah.
Your fashion.
No,
so
it
you're all
has.
good.
My degree helped me so much with YouTube as well. Just like little things like editing.
Yeah.
All the thumbnails I do. I learned all that Photoshop.
Was
and
it all
everything.
through your degree? Oh my God. So the channel, let's go back to that.
Yeah.
What was the first decision? Like, how did it come about? Like, you know, was it let's just make a channel, let's have fun, or was it let's make a career?
So obviously we've known each other forever.
Yeah.
Some videos are out there when we were teenagers when we
did a reacting to old videos.
because we've always like set up a camera like as you do when you're young, and we've always probably been a bit of drama queens.
Yeah. And
So-
from school, we was just a double act all the
Yeah.
time, weren't we?
But it was after school, Syd came to me
Right.
and said this.
It was literally. It seems like it all happened in 1 week.
Yeah, it did.
I remember we was laying in your sister's bed
I
because she
remember it
just
so clear.
she just decorated her room, so we was laying in there like, oh, I love this room. And then I was like, I think we should do YouTube. Life's too short. We're funny. People think we're funny.
Yeah.
Like, what do we have to lose? She was like, but what's our talent? Like, what do we do? And I was like,
Do you know what I was thinking? Because like the amount of stuff that we're like, yeah, let's do that, and then you know gets forgotten about.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, yeah, like we'll do it. And then she's like, so when should we film our first video? And I'm like, what, you actually mean it? Like what? And then yeah,
when it comes to it, we was a little bit like, oh,
awkward
do we
in
need a
front of the
camera? Do we need lighting? We literally
Yeah, like,
filmed
how did you
for
learn
the
to do
first
it?
10 months, and people think we're lying. When
Yeah.
we met Paul, he was like, what? We filmed on my phone and edited
edited it on the phone
and
and
uploaded
Yeah.
for the first 10 months.
For anyone that can't like see me right now, my jaw's like on the floor.
So
Yeah.
for the amount of people that tell us that they can't start YouTube because they don't have the
camera.
equipment, I'm like,
There you go.
You
I
just
don't
need a
wanna hear
good
it.
window, good
Yeah.
lighting.
That's amazing,
iPhone
though.
cameras are amazing.
the best lighting we've ever had is in my nan's bedroom.
Yeah.
Her window. Honestly.
All these box lights and everything like that, they're very good, but you can't beat natural light sometimes.
So what did you edit on? Like iMovie on the phone?
We still edit on iMovie now. People were like, Final Cut Pro,
No.
It works for you.
It's too
Wow.
complicated.
we like the simple stuff.
I actually can't believe that.
Yeah.
Do many people know that? Do many of you, like, your YouTubers know that? Your
I think-
subscribers know that, sorry.
I think they do, but that's probably one of those comments that unless you're in the industry, you don't really get
But
it.
no one cares. Like, they're there to watch
Yeah,
you.
exactly.
They are there to watch you.
It's quite funny because we did a drive with us not that long ago one of our iPhones, and people were like, the quality's really bad, but people don't care.
No, yeah.
Like, yeah, it doesn't
Your
really
subscribers
matter.
are always going to watch it, aren't they?
They are so
Hopefully.
cute and loyal, aren't
They're
they?
very
Tell us
loyal.
about your subscribers. Big them up.
They're just unreal. We
Yeah.
went to Big Beauty Day Out, when was that, a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah.
And we was doing a meet and greet, and the queue just would not stop.
my
And
God, yeah.
It got to a point where we didn't want to stop it, but we needed to have a drink, because
Yeah.
I'd been speaking and smiling so much
Like
that
2
my
hours.
jaw actually hurt. And
know.
then even like Paul, you might as well sit here. The amount of times I'm talking about you.
Paul's in the room, by the way. Hi, Paul. We all love Paul.
She was
Shout
like,
out
"Do you
Paul.
want a break, girls? Like the queue is still very long."
Yeah.
But no, they're so cute.
But
People are
obviously
bringing
we
us
wanted to get through
cakes,
more.
and they
Yeah.
don't even just bring over a cake. They're like, "Right, Elle, you love red velvet. Here's your red velvet cake. Syd, you love cookie dough. Here's your cookie dough."
Oh my God, they've really gone into the effort.
They
here,
are
though.
Yeah.
very loyal, yeah.
Unreal.
And we always see the same names and everything like that all pop up and the same faces all
I
the
love
time.
that.
It's
So
really nice.
Tell me about when you said before it snowballed for you. So like, when did your growth begin, and when did you realise, okay, we're actually making something here? Like,
Yeah.
we're making a career.
Yeah.
30k maybe. I think that's when I thought, oh, people.
That's a lot of people.
I think
Yeah.
when we went to a concert and you literally
Looking
looked
at
up
the arena.
and you went, "We have more subscribers than this."
Mm.
And I was
That's like
like,
that
"No,
movie
we
that
don't."
is.
And I
The
sat there and
O2.
Googled it.
Yeah.
And then
The
like we
O2
went to
holds
Drake.
20,000, I think.
Yeah, we went to Drake the other day,
my
and we were
God.
saying like we've got 10 times the amount of the O2 now or something. And it's when you look up and realise that's that
And
many
like Wembley
people.
is like 80,000.
Is this your full-time career now?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, did you ever
Dream
imagine that
job.
would happen? It is your dream job.
I mean, I think we always knew that it was possible, but I don't know if
I think we
knew.
doubted ourselves the most.
How
Yeah.
seriously you take it.
I remember
Yeah, and I
girls-
don't know if we didn't know if it would happen this quickly, if it ever did.
Yeah, I remember girls at uni used to say to me, because before you end uni, they kind of set you up for getting a job.
Yeah.
And the girls would joke and be like, "Well, you're going to be doing YouTube." And I was like, "Shut up.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. That's ridiculous."
Yeah.
And then when it actually finished, I was almost embarrassed to be like, "Oh my God, I don't have to find a job."
Embarrassed?
No, but not because they were like, "How
That's
are we going to get a
amazing.
job?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I've got my job
I've got
sorted."
it.
Yeah.
But you've worked for it. Like, you've put in the time. You've sat there with
Yeah.
that iPhone. You've made the videos and you've edited them.
It's mad because a lot of people all the time are like, yeah, you work so hard. And obviously we do, but when you're working in something that you love, we don't ever feel like we're
It
and
doesn't
we're
work.
always with each other.
Yeah.
So-
So it's just like a lot of time and energy, if that's what you want to call hard work, I guess. But
You've even got merch.
yeah.
Like, that's a big thing. I was like,
We
okay,
bought
we
our
can get
merch
Syd and Ell
early.
merch.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. Like, that is an
We should have worn
achievement.
it.
I wore mine. I had my joggers
Did
on.
you bring it with you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
got
you
my
have to show me
joggers.
afterwards.
Oh my God, I love our merch. We've got so many now.
We
so
took a
much.
plunge really early on.
Yeah.
So I remember, I think it was about 30k.
Wow.
And we was
Risky.
obviously me coming from fashion and then Elle with makeup's creative anyway.
Yeah.
So who was it? We saw did merch. We've always loved like James Charles merch.
Yes.
And I just said, why don't we do some? And we started off, our first ever launch was more slogans instead of our names. So it was kind of going to be out there for people that maybe just
Didn't
like to phrase instead
Want to
of
wear Syd and Ell.
didn't want to
Do you
wear
know what I
something with
mean?
our name all over it. So we started off with our top that said, "Do you know what I mean?" And I
Love
think that
that.
was actually, looking back, compared to what we sell now, still like mad how many
Yeah.
we sold compared to like having 30,000 now having like nearly 200,000 followers. It's
Yeah.
that mad.
But now it's more, I think people like wearing
Having
Syd
our
and Ell.
name
on there.
Which is
Yeah.
weird, but yeah, we've
We've
got
done
like,
about 4
hoodies,
drops, haven't we?
We've got joggers, yeah. T-shirts.
How do you feel? You must pinch yourselves. You're literally both living the dream.
I mean, yeah, it's when you sit and look back and you're like,
You sit and you talk about it with
that's
someone like me,
cool,
and you're like,
that's
oh
cool,
my
yeah.
God.
Do you know what
But
it is? It's
you
the
get
end of the
caught up.
year. You know when you do your New Year's Eve recap
Yeah.
on Instagram and you
Oh, I did that
repost
and
it all.
I
You're
did
like,
that and
oh
I
yeah,
did
we
that.
did that.
yeah, it is mad.
And how do you guys, like, your content is so fun and so creative. Like, I love watching you guys on YouTube.
Thank
but how
you.
do you stay so fresh and so relevant? Like, it must be hard thinking of new ideas every week, every day.
I think that is when having 2 of us is so good because
Two
2
heads better
minds
than
are
one.
better than one.
Oh my God.
I know.
was nice.
Yeah, that was nice. Little harmony.
I said heads though, you said mine. Yours was loads nicer than mine.
I mean, same thing. But yeah, so obviously we'll have different ideas, but
Yeah.
then it's quite often we'll be like, oh, we'll do this, and we'll say the same thing. So
It is weird. Sometimes we come up with stuff. We said something the other day and then Paul also texted us and said, "There's a trend
Yeah.
going on."
yeah,
Oh,
And I said,
amazing.
"Oh my God, we literally come up with that the other day." And you kind of think, why didn't we film that straight away?
Yeah.
And then when we was, do you remember we was in Primark in Oxford Street a couple months ago? And that night we saw that there was a trend like staying in the worst rated hotel.
Yeah,
We booked
saw that.
our
Booked it
hotel
for
that
that
night
night. because you've got to be that
amazing.
current.
You've got to be quick with content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We literally, that's when we put stuff first. We'll be like, right, what are you doing tonight? Right, wipe it. We've got to get this video done.
Yeah.
We've got
Yeah.
to get up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because that's how you react to the trends. But yeah, following trends I think is good.
Yeah, definitely.
But then
just
also
always
you've got to know when to not overdo it. If everyone you follow has done that video, sometimes you think, you know what?
Yeah,
We'll
like
wait for the next one.
meetings. It's quite funny because it's obviously just us two like having a coffee, but we'll be like, right, what we're doing this week,
Planning the schedule
planning
sort
the
of thing.
schedules because we go away a lot, so we have to pre-film
Yeah.
and all of that. So
Okay.
yeah, it's just keeping on top of it.
And who do you sort of look up to for inspiration? Like, there's so many people sat watching you at home on YouTube, but who do you guys watch? Do you watch anyone?
Yeah, of course. We watch loads of YouTube.
Yeah, we love it.
We watch a lot of our friends as well because obviously we know a lot of
Yeah.
YouTubers.
Tell me about them.
There's Lucy Fly, one of our
Hi,
best
Lucy.
friends.
Hello.
Yeah,
I hope she's listening.
She better be.
We will
better
send
be.
it to her anyway. But well, something weird for me is I've always been a massive fan of Jo Pierce, and now she's like a
Yeah.
friend of ours.
Oh, amazing.
So that's
Mad.
actually crazy. We met her like last year, but then we saw her at an event, and then we're filming with her soon. So that'll be exciting.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's something to look forward
That's
to.
a little bit of,
Little
Yeah, but
exclusive
then I
there.
still kind of watch her as like a fan. So
yeah,
it's weird.
yeah.
Oh, it's so hard to think on the spot.
Yeah, we watch loads, don't we?
Yeah.
But it's
Busy,
interesting to know that you
Perkins.
guys actually sit watching people.
Yeah.
Like, when
Because
you're
that's
so
how we
busy
like got
doing
into
it.
YouTube, I
Yeah.
guess. Because we used to sit and watch prom tutorials.
And then we used to sit and reenact them in American accents.
I know.
I'd love to see that.
No, they're
They're on YouTube.
Do I need to scroll down?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go back.
I'll
reacting
send
to
you
old
the
videos.
link.
We're
Go
like,
back.
hey
It's
guys,
really-
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know
do
why
a
we'd
mix.
sit there and literally just start with bronzer. Hey, I'm going to apply my
It is.
bronzer.
Oh, we had braces and everything. Very cute.
I love that.
Mm.
Do you think with being YouTubers, you've kind of, obviously you've started this career, you're both very young and you started like 18. Do you think you've had to give up any of your sort of younger years to working so hard at such a young age?
No.
I don't think so.
We
no.
said this the other day, didn't we? I feel like sometimes I said to you that we maybe started a little bit too late, which
Yeah.
some people
Oh,
might
really?
think is crazy, but I am our biggest critic. We always say,
Oh my God.
I'm so hard on
I
us.
have to remind her like every week that we're doing fine.
You're doing
We're
well.
doing fine.
So I guess when you look at people that are younger, you've got like Saffron Barker's just hit 2 mil and she's 18, so like she's bossing it.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So I just sometimes say maybe if we started that a bit earlier, but then
But
I
I'm
feel
like,
like
we've been on it for 2 years.
we had fun at school. We didn't do it at school, so we didn't have anyone judging us at
Yeah.
school because there are horrible people out there.
Yeah.
And
I think,
then-
if anything, it's given us more opportunities because obviously we love to travel. And I think this is like the perfect age to go on a million holidays a year.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
be busy.
And be busy, yeah. So,
yeah, I think not being too hard on us. I think we did all right.
You're doing good. You're
We're
doing
doing
good,
okay.
girls.
yeah, she worries.
So you guys were obviously friends first and work partners later.
Yes.
So I want to know, has that transition to work partners and besties ever caused any tension between you two?
I don't think tension. I think any friends are gonna bicker if you're close or sisters or whatever you want to call them. We definitely get stressed at each other.
When you're bickering, what is it you bicker about, typically?
Tiny things.
It's ridiculous. I was like,
Like if she's late and I'm like, we need to go.
no,
or-
but you've been late. Really,
See, this is when we're gonna
Like,
bicker.
who's the worst for being late?
well,
me, but you're getting bad.
there you go.
But I've always been
You're
late.
getting
so
bad.
No one can complain. I was born like late. Everything's late.
That is
So
that's
if-
your thing.
If someone else is late after they've told me I'm late, you're late. So don't complain that
Look
I'm
how
late.
like touchy she's getting. Okay, so I used to always be on time early.
Yeah.
And then I realised that I was just waiting around for her, so I decided to not be on time anymore. And now I'm always late.
Oh, I don't know. No, we don't argue, do we?
No,
we
not
bicker,
really.
but it's tiny. I can't even think. It's more that one of us just doesn't agree with each other's small
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah, like we literally know each other inside out almost more than our own. Like I know her more than she knows her, you know?
Yeah.
So
It's so nice to see that online you come across so close, and it's so nice to see that you actually are. Like, you
we
are
get that
so close.
so
it's
often
lovely.
that we're the same in,
Yeah.
You are.
in
You
Yeah.
really
videos,
are.
which is so nice
Which
to
is
hear.
a really nice thing.
Yeah.
What are your other friends like outside of the YouTube world, outside of the industry? Are they supportive of you? Have you got friends outside of the industry?
Yeah, definitely.
What do they think when they're just seeing their mates everywhere?
They say stuff like, Emmy said to us recently, one of our friends, she said, one of my friends is obsessed with you and I find it really weird.
Yeah.
Because I just say, it's just Syd and Ell.
Yeah.
Because everyone knew us before as Syd and Ell, even though that's
Yeah,
not our full
yeah.
names. they just say it's just bizarre. It's not really affected any of our friends, has it?
No. And I think a lot of the time they'll be like, oh, so what are you doing? And then we'll kind of drop something and they'll be like, oh. And they'll be like, so anyway, back to people that we went to school with. And then it's quite nice to like escape and go back to that, having a normal conversation about just like people we know and stuff.
So you've got like another world to visit with your other friends outside of the industry. And Sid, you're also in a relationship, so you've lost your wing woman.
I know.
Tell me about that. How does it feel? Like, what's the situation?
I've always
she's always been in a relationship, so I'm not really used to.
How long have you been in a relationship for?
I've been with my boyfriend 3 years, but even through school, I had like the little boyfriend on the side.
Little player. No, joking. No, she's my wing woman still.
Yeah.
I think it'd be weird if I was single.
It would be so weird. She was single for like 2 weeks, and I was like, this is weird.
A whole 2 weeks.
I was like, you're too much.
You're making me sound awful.
Okay, like not okay. Like properly no one on the scene at all for like 2 weeks to a month.
Oh, at least she's not extended it at all.
Okay. At least you're honest, do you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. But your new boyfriend, I say no, your boyfriend of 3 years, not new at all. Yeah. He's actually featured on your channel quite a bit, hasn't he? I've seen that. I like
he will love that he's been mentioned on this.
Oh my God, I watched the one the other night where he sits and you did the what was it called? It was a Q&A. You both had a whiteboard.
Who knows me better?
And you two were so competitive. And I was like, oh my God, I just loved watching that.
Yeah, but they're like that. Again, they're like best friends. It's weird.
Yeah, that's the vibe I got.
Yeah, we're really close.
Yeah,
just,
we're
I remember once did I text you or Dan? And you were like, we're out for coffee. Yeah. Rude.
It sounds really weird, but I think
it's just not.
You were like,
yeah, some
somewhere.
people say, do you find it weird they're close? Why would I find it weird that they're close? Because if they want to...
If anything, I'm going to be helping pick the engagement ring, you know?
Exactly. There you go.
There we go.
There it is. It's been put out there.
Okay.
Do you see that ever happening in the future?
Yeah, one day.
One day.
Why not? No, I'm still young. 21.
You're still very young. Okay, and what do you think makes you guys stand out on YouTube? Because like we said before, YouTube is a very big place. There's a lot of people on YouTube doing many different things. What makes you guys stand out?
God.
There's a question.
That is a question and a half. I don't know. I guess, it sounds so like cliche, but we just literally, we act like there's no camera. We just chat to each other, don't we? And some of the conversations that we have, people find it like bizarre that we just talk about one thing and then lead on to another and we just won't finish that conversation.
Scatty,
We're really scatty, we're always late.
I think it honestly is that we
are
are
very real.
So much like we are off camera as we are on, and I don't think we've ever met anyone that said, oh, they're a little bit different. If anything, we walk away and we hear them go, oh my God, they're so much like they are on camera. And it's like, you can say it's our face.
Which is really nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
really
it's the best thing.
We love to do videos as well, like stripped down, no makeup. Yeah. Like if we're having not the
Actually,
best
a lot of
day.
people say that to me. They said the best thing they like about us is we don't mind turning the camera on when we've got no makeup on.
Oh, we look awful in some videos. Big
just keeping it really
everywhere.
real. That's why we've made a vlog channel now. We wanted to...
Tell me about the vlog channel. That was the next one.
We just want to show people the side that maybe, I don't know, I guess the main channel now is where we sit down kind of like this and there's a backdrop maybe. And
like more polished.
Yeah, and then the vlog channel is, you can pick it up when you've got a bad skin day and just say, you know what, I'm not feeling good. Whereas maybe you wouldn't set on the main channel because got a lot of brands now watching, they want to work with you. Maybe they might not want to see that more relaxed, maybe unprofessional side of you. But the vlog channel, no one's telling us what to do. Yeah. Not that they're telling us on the main channel, but it's so much more chill. We bring on a lot more of our friends. Like we just did our holiday vlog.
I just watched your holiday vlog. Did you have a nice time?
Yeah, it's lovely.
That was so much fun.
Yeah, so like we literally wake up in bed, camera on, strip back, like we show some sights.
Yeah, we leave a lot more like raw content in, don't we?
Yeah, definitely.
And what's the most important thing you think that being on YouTube and vlogging so far has taught you both?
I think it's definitely made me more aware of the whole social media in general.
Yeah.
Definitely. People ask if we get hate. We don't get hate, but we've definitely had the odd comment. And
I think it's the videos that are higher in views because you're getting, maybe you're on like the explore pages more, so randomers will find you, and some people just don't like to see success, do they?
No.
So people will jump on there, but it's stupid stuff like, oh my God, they need to pluck their eyebrows.
Oh, who cares?
I do. So
mine
thanks.
is so overgrown at the minute.
Oh God, same. But yeah, like things like that,
crazy.
we just laugh it off.
I think we've learned to not even. I think we forget that because we're exactly the same as we are online, that not everyone else is going to be like that. So
that's a big one.
We have to remember that when we go to events to kind of not be disheartened if we meet someone and we're like, oh, I really like them, they're not what they seemed, and just remember that maybe not everyone's got as nice of a heart as you do.
Yeah.
But you got to hope that everyone's nice, which most people are. Most people are amazing. Like Madison Sarah, who you've just heard on here.
Love Madison.
She's one of my favourite people. I love her.
Yeah,
she's the
cutest.
Very
cute.
So you mentioned about being real online, which I think you guys both are. And Syd, you made a video a while back, and I think it was in 2017, and it was actually about your granddad and your mum. Can we just talk about that? Like, what made you decide to put that out there on your YouTube? Because that was a little bit different to the usual content you guys put out.
Yeah, so I don't even know why you wasn't even in that. I kind of just...
We did a few separate videos around that time. And I think, I don't know, it was your kind of story.
Yeah, and then I did one recently about my mum, and I wanted Elle in that. I think because I looked a lot more vulnerable in the old one.
Yeah.
And I think looking back, it made more people emotional watching it, and I kind of wanted it to be like, don't feel sorry for me, just like I'm trying to give people help.
Yeah.
So bringing Elle in the new one, that's what I wanted.
Made it a little bit more lighthearted, didn't it?
Yeah. But the reason for the first video, I think where I didn't come onto YouTube and like start off with, I was raised by my grandparents. Like, I don't have a mum, blah, blah, blah. I didn't want people to just base their opinion off that. But then once people start hearing about
they're going to ask questions.
Yeah. And then...
Because Nan's made a few little
I've seen Nan.
Appearances.
I love Nan.
She's so cute. She was actually going to come to Manchester.
Oh my God, I wish she came.
I know. She's so cute.
Hi, Nan.
Yeah.
Hey, love her.
So many people, obviously now a couple of years on, I wouldn't be lying if I told you thousands of people have been like, it's so nice to hear you coming out and saying you've lost people, because it doesn't get spoken about enough. You feel like there's no one to talk to, and so many people have said that now they know how to deal with death better, because I dealt with it at such a young age. I lost my mum when I was 9 and then my granddad when I was 18, so obviously I was in different mindsets. As a 9-year-old, you don't really know how to deal with it, and then 18, again, completely different, a lot older, double the age. So I was just saying how, like, it's different each age, but it's never going to be easy, but you did learn how to deal with it. And then I just wanted to help subscribers deal with it in their own way. But yeah, it's had the maddest response. Still to this day, so many comments on that video. New comments every day.
Wow.
It's mad.
We admire you for that. Like, it's something that we feel, you know, being open and showing people different sides and being honest is a really admirable thing. That video must have been really difficult to do, but I think it's really good that you're showing, you know, even though you're really real already, every single side of part of you. And following that, you also ran a marathon for your granddad, didn't you? How amazing. Like, a marathon, that is absolutely insane. I ran a half marathon like 2 years ago, and that was so hard. So I can't even begin to think how hard a real marathon is. So talk me through the marathon. Like, what was the training like? How was the run?
Okay, so it came up on Facebook. I was going to send it to you. It came up on Facebook a couple of days ago. You know, London Marathon last year, a guy actually died on the 22nd mile, 23rd mile. Yeah. We ran the next day. It was like a thing going on where people was finishing the marathon for him. So they was doing the last part of the marathon. So we done that.
It's like 4 miles or something, yeah.
And I remember thinking after, like, that was so hard. How do people do marathons? And then every year I say, like, oh, I'd love to do one, but it's one of them passing comments that you never actually stick to. And then how did I do it? Oh, my uncle does Brighton Marathon every year, and the first marathon he did 5 years ago, my granddad was actually alive, but he couldn't make it because he was like too unwell to go. So then every year from then he's done it for the hospice that my granddad stayed in. And then this year I was like, what is your excuse? You finish uni, you're doing YouTube, you can fit it in as and when, just do it. And then I signed up for it. Everyone was kind of like, it's far, you know.
Yeah.
It's a long way.
Do you know what you've signed up for?
How many miles is it again?
26.2.
And I think it's a lot longer than it sounds, definitely.
No, it's so far.
And I don't think I realised that until I actually did start training.
Yeah.
So we did a half marathon together
Yeah,
Elle
I
done
did
one
that
with
as
me
well.
in
Did you do it as well?
September, I think. And then that's when it
I
kicked
love
in that I
that.
said, oh my God, I have to do that again. Like,
Wow.
do that and then do that again. But I don't think I properly started training until January, which people were saying maybe you've left it a bit late. I was like, I'll be fine. That's our motto.
She's naturally
I'll be
fit, though,
fine.
aren't you?
Yeah, I've always been like, I did swimming a lot when I was younger,
Yeah.
running. But not that far. So yeah, I trained up to 20 miles and
Wow.
that was hard. And I remember thinking, wow, this is actually going to be a joke. But the day, it's mad. Like, I've already signed up for London Marathon next year. Yeah.
That's amazing because I saw your comment, but it was on, I think it might have been your story saying, oh my God, like.
Yeah, because I was so
Wish you'd
jealous
done
of
that.
everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like, to be honest though, I think I could probably do London this weekend. I was like, you're actually crazy, so
Yeah, I just.
I'm worried.
Oh my God, I wish you could have just gone and done it. Like, imagine if you could just
No,
go,
I
yeah,
know.
I'm just gonna
imagine
do
if you
it.
just turn up. But it was
Jealous.
it's honestly one of the best things I've
Yeah,
done in my
I
whole
know.
life.
Oh my God.
yeah, the
It's-
atmosphere, because obviously we went to watch.
You were there as well. You had T-shirts
Yeah,
on
how
with your face
cute.
on.
And yeah, the atmosphere was mad.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, I want to be doing it, but obviously didn't actually want to be doing it. But yeah, it
Happy
was
to
really fun.
watch.
Yeah.
What an achievement. Congratulations.
I want
for
to
that.
tell everyone, do a marathon once in your life. Do it. Literally, you'll finish and be like, I'm a hero.
Honestly, I think you are. Like, I think
Yeah.
people that can run marathons, it's crazy. Like I say, I ran a half marathon and I honestly enjoyed it so much. But I remember getting to that end, you'll know, and you're like, okay, that was hard.
Yeah.
How do people
I
do
know,
a full
but
marathon?
it is 100% like your mind.
Your mindset.
Oh, yeah.
Mental.
Mind over matter in any situation.
Yeah, 100%,
Any situation.
definitely.
I love
If
that.
you psych yourself up for it, you can do it.
Yeah.
I love that. With that in mind, do you think that you will ever revisit doing any videos on your channel that maybe touch different areas and different subjects, like tackling different matters?
100%. I think with the last video that we both did about Syd's mum, because of and the one about her granddad as well, the reaction was so good. And we've always said if we can use our platform to help like
help
one
people.
person, then it's so worth it. But I think honestly it helped a lot more than that. So definitely
Yeah.
worth it for us.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
And where do you see the future going? Like, what you're growing rapidly, you're doing so much, you're doing incredible things, you're living the dream.
We
What
are.
is next? Like, have you got any big plans you can let us in on?
We got plans.
Oh. Hiya. Who's getting the tea out? Come on.
Yeah, do you know what it is? I always say I'm one of them people, I'm a warrior, like we've just learned.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's just, like, we've got our backups, I've got uni, she's got her makeup qualifications. We're trying to get our foot in different doors so we could maybe not always do YouTube, maybe that could be a hint maybe, but I don't know, we want to try bits and pieces and just see
Yeah.
what else we have passions for.
Yeah.
But we'll definitely be maybe branching out.
There's stuff coming, it's just, nothing's actually set in stone, so we can't actually say nothing, but
No.
we take everything that we love. We're quite open-minded, aren't we?
Oh yeah, very open-minded, definitely.
We'll
You've
try
definitely got the
everything.
scope to be open-minded. Like,
Yeah.
you're both so young. You've both got so many talents.
Exactly. Oh,
I can't believe you said before. You're like,
Thanks.
what talents have we got? Like,
I know.
you've got so many.
Yeah, looking back at our little old selves when we first started and we only thought we could just sit there and do makeup videos, and I feel like that's a bit sad that we literally thought all we could do is sit there and do makeup, when now people like to see us just sit there and be ourselves, which
Just
is the
chat.
best thing.
People want to see that.
Just
Don't
chat
know
and give
why.
advice. I love advising people.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's like I can't take my own advice. So
Yeah, I know, bad at that.
And with that in mind, what would you say to any young girls, any people out there that want to follow in similar footsteps to you guys?
We get messages like this all the
Do
time.
you? Come on, let's
Yeah.
talk about it.
So DMs saying, I want to start a channel, what shall I do? Or how do you have confidence to do
Yeah.
it? The confidence definitely comes with time and age.
and success, when you start seeing little milestones, I think then
Yeah.
you're like, okay, look at me.
We're doing something good here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think just do it. The biggest thing is people say, what about what people are going to think of me? And I just think, if you're making yourself happy, why does it matter what other people think?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, people that maybe used to like laugh and joke about us at school, which we're lucky we didn't get too much, but we saw the odd comment, and now they're congratulating us on how well we're doing.
Wow.
And yeah,
it's quite funny actually.
Yeah, tell me about that.
I mean, okay, so we were in a local pub on Christmas and
we sound so
like
glossy.
geezers. No, it's like it's like kind of tradition where we live. Like people go and catch up.
It was my first year going.
Oh yeah, because she's usually on holiday at Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm a jet setter at Christmas.
In Lanza.
Not couple times.
Lanza.
You taught me what Lanza means.
Yeah.
I was like, before we carry on, I was like, what is Lanza? Like, someone tell me, is this like this crazy island? Like, what is it?
Oh my God, imagine
Lanzarote.
it.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, so we were there, and obviously a lot of people that went to our school were there because our town's quite small.
Yeah.
And Syd's little brother went to school at the time, and we kind of walk in and we kind of hear people going, Syd and Ell. And people that were in our year came up to us, and we don't have a problem with them or anything, but, you know, heard through the grapevine that they probably were talking about us when we started, and they came up to us and was like, hey girls, you're doing so well, da, 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 da. Like, what's going on? And we were like,
one
okay?
of them actually, I'm going to try and like disguise it a little bit. He actually asked us like to promote his business on YouTube.
What?
And I remember he used to like laugh when we first started, and I was like,
Are you sure?
you wish.
We were like, no, sorry. Have a good Christmas.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Were you straight up like, no, sorry?
Yeah.
I love that.
But like
Wish I
laughing
was
it off like,
Yeah.
no, sorry.
Yeah, it was better at than me. I'm just like, she's joking.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely a no, but I'm not going to tell you straight up.
Exactly.
Oh
but
my God.
yeah.
No, people aren't that bad.
No, they're
It's
not
just
that
the
bad.
odd people.
Yeah. And that's always going to happen. So.
But I find that crazy. So for like any young girls or any guys that want to start a YouTube channel or want to start something that's not the norm, okay, like why do people like do that? Why do people discourage their dreams? Like, go and try it, and if it works, amazing. But it's so strange that people want to tear you down in the beginning, then as soon as you're doing well, it's like into DMs.
100%.
Talking of DMs, we're going to go into them in a minute.
Okay.
But before we do, I've got a big question.
Oh.
It's a big one.
Oh, God.
Where do you see yourselves in 10 years?
10.
It's like an interview question.
How
This
do
is,
we-
isn't it?
32.
32.
Wow.
I want to have all my kids by then.
Do you?
Yeah.
All of
How
them.
many?
Like, you're having 12.
3.
Okay, 3 kids.
I'd like to
That's
have,
it.
you know, someone on the scene, hopefully.
Is there anyone on the
and-
scene? Anyone coming about?
No.
Oh, no.
Not on
No.
the scene, no.
I'll back her up. Oh, no.
That's a solid no.
Yeah, I'd like to have kids by then, maybe.
Yeah.
If not, you can babysit mine. We always say we're going to live next door to each other and we're going to have a secret doorway where our husbands don't know that we can sneak in and find each other.
That has got to be the best thing ever.
I know.
We've
Please
said
do
that
that.
since we were about 4.
But the thing is, because Dan's around us so much, my boyfriend,
Yeah.
he's like,
like,
you
no.
are not living next door to each other.
I'm like, yeah, we
Because
are.
he's like, I'm just sick of you two.
Or like our studio in between, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I love that. Well, we look forward to seeing what you guys do in the future. I know whatever it is, it's going to be so exciting. So we can't wait for that.
Yeah,
Now, to everybody watching on YouTube, we are going to go to the exclusive part of the podcast where we slide into the girls' DMs. So you need to come with us. And if you want to come with us, you need to click the link below to go to iTunes. So, guys, thanks so much.
Thanks for having
Oh,
us.
thanks for having
It's been
us.
so nice.
And let's go into your DMs. Let's do it.
Cool. Okay.